Cars are cool, EVs are cool, but what about Chinese EVs? We were recently in Vegas with Geely to drive a bunch of their cars around a track, and we're here to give you our first and very brief impressions of them. Let's go. So we're here with the Zeekr 7X, and immediately the coolest thing I found on this car is that this button, this is just a mid-range SUV, but this does Rolls-Royce stuff. Opens the door for you. All you have to do is press the button and it opens. Love that. All right, so I absolutely know not much about these cars. I read a little about them on the way here. This is a plug-in hybrid crossover, mid-range, Zeekr, which is kind of their elevated brand. I'm gonna get inside, let's see what's going on in here. Okay, so right away, huge screens everywhere. No surprise here, Chinese automaker. Nice materials, feels very, I wanna say Audi, BMW level. Materials are nice, everything is just very well-built, high quality. I mean, that's just, who knows how that'll actually last, but first impressions are good. I do like the small screen. Like, you know, Tesla has been moved away from putting a screen here at all. I do appreciate that there is a screen here. That's not a, you know, specifically a Chinese automaker thing, but it's nice to have a screen here. I don't like looking over here just to see how fast I'm going. I do appreciate that there are real buttons here. There aren't many, but they do exist. Volume knob, oh my God, I appreciate that so much. So many Western automakers can't even do that right anymore, so I'm glad it's here. The key is actually in here. Oh my God, look at this key. This is the key for this car. Look at this. I do appreciate how it's like made of like leather, but it looks like it's fading pretty fast. There's only 2,900 kilometers on this car, and the key is already kind of discolored and gross, and it feels kind of gross too, but you know, A for effort. Oh, this has the Volkswagen thing where you press the button and it kind of rotates out to hold the cup. I love that, that's adorable. Just slide it back in. 2 wireless phone chargers, that's nice. Let's see if they actually work though. Okay, camera guy Griffin, his works, and he has a phone charger, excuse me, he has a phone protector. I have a case as well, let's see if it works. Yes, it does, great. Who knows, it'll hook our phones, but we don't have enough time to check, so let's see. Okay, so all these doors are powered. I like that a lot, and apparently, because, you know, Tesla's getting sued a bunch because their doors, there's no way to get out in case someone crashes and dies in a fire. Here, the door releases are very, very clearly marked. So if the electric door stops working for any reason, there's a nice big handle here that'll release the door. That's how it should be. So what I like about this car, it's very normal, it's very simple, but look at all these colors. Like, it's not boring 10 shades of gray. It's just beautiful. Like, there's real dark, nice, pure green. This is supercar stuff. Look at this caliper, look at it. Bright orange. You don't get that on anything but like brand new supercars these days. No, but this is just a crossover. I need more of this, please. Every automaker should be doing more of this. So we're here with the Lynk Co 08, which is a plug-in hybrid crossover. It has some tiny relations to Volvos and Polestars of today. One thing I really like, very cool design, very unique, much different than anything else on the road, are these crazy headlights. These daytime running lights are like crystals, almost like melted liquid inside. It goes all the way up and all the way to the top of the hood here, like through the fender. It's really cool. Has the Lynk Co badge in here. I like, you know, fun design. Making plain crossovers cool is fun. 99% of cars on the road are like this, so it's nice to have some unique designs once in a while. So you'd be remiss to think that we're sitting in the same car we were just talking about right now, but this is actually an entirely different brand. This is a Lynk Co 08 or 09. I'm actually not sure. I'm pretty sure it's an 08, but everything in here is pretty much the same. So there's the same cup holders, the same phone chargers. The steering wheel is, from what I can tell, exactly the same shifter, same screens, same layout everywhere. I think the seats are pretty much the same too. Everything's similarly spaced. Yeah, it just goes to show how much platform sharing actually goes on, like, in Chinese brands as well. Like, this is not a Western car brand thing anyway. I will say the key is way nicer in the Lynk Co. There's actual metal here and it's, you know, substantial, but everything else pretty much the same. All right, so I'm in a Zeekr 7X right now. I'm poking around looking for things, and you know how everything's going to a touchscreen these days. This car has a few buttons that I respect. I like there's a volume button, but weirdly there's no button for the frunk release at all. Like, you have to go to a touchscreen. Look at this. And it pops out and it triggers the frunk from the touchscreen. I've never seen that before. Strange. Let's go check out what's in there. Let's see how many tries this takes me to get loose. Oh, there's no hook or anything. It's like a McLaren. It's basically the same thing as a McLaren. This frunk is extremely small. There's an adapter and nothing else. I think this is room for a cable, maybe a cable. and that's it. I don't see you putting anything in here, much less a person or a body or several bodies. Let's see if we can fit our camera guy's bag in here. This fits, right? This'll close. One zip tie away and we'll be on our way. All right, well, that was a fail. So, fun fact, all these Geelys and Zeekrs and Lynk Co's that I'm driving today are not from China directly, they're actually from Mexico. As you can see, there are Mexican plates. If you look really closely at all these cars, they're just covered by all these placards. So fun fact, they've actually been selling these cars in Mexico for about 2 years. Geely says they're having many concerns when it comes to reliability, general maintenance, and anything like that, but you know, it's Geely, so who can you actually believe? So we're here with the Lynk Co 09, which is a 3-row SUV based on the Volvo XC90. Yes, Volvo, because remember, Volvo is currently owned by Geely. So what's weird about this car is there's 3 different hybrid powertrains you could get, but no matter what, the biggest engine is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. And weirdly, this is the only car here, anywhere that we're testing, that has exhaust pipes. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. That is 1 exhaust pipe per cylinder. Kind of overkill, don't you think? So we've been here for, I want to say about maybe an hour, hour and a half at the track, literally like standing here. And as you can see behind me, it's very chaotic. I think they may have over-invited the press and everybody else to drive these cars. There's only 9 cars here we can actually drive, and there's probably about 50 people here to actually drive them. So yeah, we're standing around a lot. But we get to poke around the cars, which is cool. And it's always cool to see cars that don't belong here. So I'm not complaining. Get that right. Right, here we go in the Lynk Co 009, which is basically an XC90, but cheaper. We're heading out of the track and it just feels like an XC90. It feels like the exact same size. The steering wheel is different, which makes everything kind of feel a little bit different, but I'm not too disimpressed. It turns, handles well like a modern SUV should. There's nothing exceptionally notable about it, but you know, it's nice. See, brakes are good. It's a plug-in hybrid system, I believe, with the 09. Solid, no crazy squeaks or bangs. Brakes are nice and smooth. Let's go through the slalom here. Feels good. Picks up just fine. All you need to do is get up to highway speeds and this thing does it just fine. Brakes are nice and linear. I love that. Steering, nice and smooth. No complaints. No complaints at all. Griffin, you liking it back there?
Oh, it's cozy.
Good. No, it feels good. I actually like this a lot. You know, just a normal car. These seats are actually great. They remind me of Volvo seats, weirdly, which is hilarious. I really think Volvo seats are some of the best in the business, and these kind of reflect that as well. I'm having about as much fun as you could have in a 3-row SUV right now, which is good. That's exactly what I wanted with this car. It feels like a real car. That's the question people always have with these cars from China is, do they feel like real cars? And I think they do. This one definitely does. It's not, sure, some of the controls probably aren't as, you know, nice to touch as the Volvo, but overall, you know, it's a nice experience. This is supposed to be like an affordable XC90, and this very much delivers on that promise. So this is the Starray. This is weirdly the only gas-powered car here out of all the cars we're driving. No hybrid, no batteries, just a 2-liter car, 2-liter inline 4 making 215 horsepower. Immediately, it's nice and light on its feet. The steering is super light, like incredibly light. And you could tell how light this car is immediately. Out of all the cars I've driven so far, very light, very nimble, small, nice, good car. 7-speed dual clutch, very nice. I'm enjoying myself. This is actually very nice.
And for the price, it's not that bad.
No, this is like 25-ish.
Yes.
For 25 grand, you could barely get a car in America. But here you get a 7-speed dual clutch, midsize SUV, 215 horsepower, and it handles like it could dance. I'm not let down by this. This is just a nice car. I would recommend this car to people if they just want to have a little bit of fun in their commute. Definitely not a limited slip diff. Immediately you could tell, but you know, 25 grand, you're not supposed to be expecting that kind of stuff. Yeah, so overall, like for 25 grand, the equivalent of 25 grand, it's a lot of car. You get 5 seats, you get a nice interior, big touchscreen, nice pokey 4-cylinder, a dual clutch, and some, you know, admirable handling. I wouldn't say it's a sports car. I wouldn't even say it's, you know, a sporty car, but you know, it doesn't fall apart when you want to push it, which is nice. That's the most you could expect from a $25,000 car. I mean, for 25 grand, you're barely getting a base Corolla, but Instead you get this, and this is far more spacious. And really, I don't like the piano black. That's one thing. Piano black needs to go. Get out of here with the piano black. But otherwise, it's nice. You get leather, you get like Alcantara on the dash. It's pretty cool. But
And it's not said on there, but there is a 16 speaker system.
oh wow, 16 speaker audio system.
I have not heard of a 16 speaker system in any car for 25,000.
That's unheard of. We were able to do 2 laps on each of the first 2 cars, but from this point on, Geely only left us to do 1 lap per car. I think it's because the brakes were overheating between runs and this let them cool down, but what do I know? So we are in the Lynk Co 08, which is their mid-size crossover, plug-in hybrid. It actually has fast charging. It's pretty cool. We're getting blinked at because, the speed warnings, but we're going to ignore that. Immediately, you could feel that immediate torque from the electric motor. I love that. That's great. Steering is pretty lifeless, but, that's to be expected with, no one actually cares about steering in this segment, but it feels good. Feels nice. The screen is deeply dominating everything about the experience. It's not even that bright, but everything about this interior is just screen, screen, screen. The steering wheel has piano black plastic on it, which I don't very much enjoy, but at least it's physical buttons, which is not something you could say about every car in this segment. Pickup is immediate thanks to that electric torque. There's a hybrid motor, there's an ICE motor in here as well, which is nice. I think total range is something like 800 kilometers. I have to check, but it's a lot. Gonna be honest with you, I don't feel a lot of differences between a lot of these cars. I mean, the Starray was gas powered, so that felt very different. Also felt much lighter than anything else here, but they're nice, normal cars, which is, I guess, the whole point of this test is to show that these are just as good as anything else on the market in America. I don't see any reason why you would choose this, not over something like, Audi, BMW, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this feels like a nice car. I do like the frameless mirrors here. That's very Aston Martin-like. That's fun. Geely, fun fact, has a 7.2% stake in Aston Martin, I believe. So maybe that's a borrow from them. That's funny. All right, so we're here in the Zeekr X, which is this smaller EV. It looks cool. It's like the coolest looking car here. I think it's very unique looking. It's meant for European markets. Like it's very futuristic, angular, and I love it in here. Like it's smooth, very nice, full of screens, of course, obviously. And so far, I've only been in it for about 30 seconds, and it's pretty nice. I like the interior. There's lots of minimalism going on. Suspension is nice. Steering is very, very simple. The layout is a nice small screen in front of you. I like that there's a screen in front of you. It's not like a Tesla where you have to look over here for anything. But no, it's nice. It's not too big. I like the size. It's not, because a lot of these cars we're driving now are huge. They're just, XC90 equivalents, et cetera, et cetera. But this one's small. It's actually a nice size. I feel like I'd actually parallel park this in New York City, which is, I cannot say for a lot of these cars here. But no, it feels good. Pickup is good too. Like, it's actually very quick. Handling, no, it's nice. No, it's very smooth. I mean, this is standard EV stuff. I'm not blown out of the water about any of this, but it's a car. So, this is nothing groundbreaking, of course, but I will say it's nice, acceptable, and for the price, can't complain. Can't complain at all.
Not at all. For around like 38 to I think 42 is some of the models are going for. That's not horrible.
No, I mean under 40 grand, nice. Like this is good. Like that's people would buy this under 40 grand.
Oh.
I think once it gets like 45, 46, then you're kind of pushing it. But
it's kind of like that slate truck that came out, and it's like, oh, with all your rebates and all the special government taxes and everything, it's 20 grand. Now all that went away. Now it's 30 grand. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, okay, well, I kind of don't want it.
So we are in probably what is the most interesting looking car, probably the most interesting car on this track. So this is the Zeekr 001. This is kind of the hatchback slash wagon looking thing. Importantly, it's the only thing that's not a crossover here, which makes it cool. 536 horsepower, probably like, I want to say about 600 kilometers of range on the charge. It's all electric, feels very smooth. I love the interior, all these copper accents. It's a nice place to be. The bent screen in front of you, big screen. I don't think it's working right now, but the big touchscreen here doesn't feel nearly as heavy as the 09 or the 08 or the 7X that we've driven already. Very responsive, double wishbone in the front, which is very cool. Multi-leak in the rear. It's a real sports sedan, I would say, compared to everything else I've driven. Like, it's actually nice. Like, I would want to drive this car on a twisty road, and I would enjoy it. Like, it feels good. It's heavy, yes, obviously it's an EV. It's gonna be heavy, but still, I think all they've done here, you know, feels good. Great pickup, already doing 60 miles an hour-ish. The brakes could, I like the brakes, they're good, but the bite isn't as immediate as I probably want them to be. Feels nice, okay. Great pickup, like excellent pickup. Feels good, nice and smooth. Yeah, suspension's a little bit floaty when you get over 70, 80, but again, this isn't a you know, hardcore sports car, but I like it. It has good bones. I love the interior here. It's beautiful, like I like looking at it. It feels good, soft touch everywhere. Very Aston Martin-like in some aspects. What I don't like is the piano black on the steering wheel. Look at all these fingerprints, Jesus. You do sit a little bit tall though, which is very crossover-like, but that's because there's a battery underneath you, so what do you do? Okay, so we just spent like an hour, maybe 2 hours driving like 9 or 10 different Chinese vehicles here. You know, some of them were better than others. I think a few of them were just very unremarkable, just hybrid SUV crossovers that you and me would probably never think twice about. Some of them though were pretty interesting. The Zeekr X, for example, very cool looking car. I like how it drove, had the right size, right proportions, drove nice. I love how it looks, interior very cool. The 001 by Zeekr as well, I think was pretty awesome. Love how it looks, hatchback weird body style. Also lovely interior, very fast. The 09, that big 3-row based on like a Volvo architecture, it's fine. It feels like a cheap old Volvo. I'd probably just buy a used XC90 from like 2014 for 10 grand off Facebook Marketplace or if I were in that kind of market. Would I take one of these over the equivalent Hyundai, Kia, Honda, Toyota? I don't know, because I don't know how any of these cars would be priced in America. I don't know how they do on fuel economy. I don't know how they do on range, reliability, that's huge. What I do know is how they drive. And even then, I've only driven them for like 5 minutes each at most. What I can tell you is they drive just fine. They drive like normal cars. So, should you care about these cars? I'd say, yeah, why not? Maybe in 3 or 4 years, when things change and they might come to America in some capacity. But for now, I'd say just admire them from afar. All right, so we're here with the Lynk Co. 09. I'm gonna get into the third row to see just how spacious or not spacious it actually is. Join me. So there's a little handle here. It's all manual, which is really nice. You don't have to wait for the motor to, you know, move out of the way. It is really tight though for I'm what, 5'9" on a good day. Ugh, oh my God. Oh, there we go. Oh God. Oh. Ugh. Okay, so I'm in the third row, but I'm kind of scared that my legs are gonna get crushed when I... All right, pray for me. Yeah, can I make it? All right, so my legs are, I'm getting crushed here, as you can see. This is like a 5 to 10 minute drive type of deal. I would not survive here more than like an hour. Truly, I think I would go insane. But there are 2 seats back here, so if you really need them, keep the children back here is what I'm saying. Don't put real people back here. Dogs, cats, mice, lizards, snakes. Snakes would be great back here because they don't have legs. Not people.
And because we're good journalists, I'm a little bit taller. I'm 6'2", so I wanted to get back here as well. I mean, I literally, it won't go. That's ridiculous.
Insane. Actually insane. Who you're putting back here, I have no idea.